Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Friday morning. JP Sebastian has just sat right next to me for us to discuss the effects of COVID-19 and the coronavirus on the film industry. As we heard earlier on during our entertainment news report, that some big film studios are planning to release some of their biggest box office hits of the year on streaming sites, given the fact that there won't be any red carpets, there won't be any big premieres, so they still want us to enjoy the entertainment that they've produced, and so that's a way in which they're doing it. And I kind of like what that means and what that represents.
Well, especially if it's something that encourages social distancing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not so bad as a trade-off necessarily, but I'll get more into the meat and potatoes about the streaming a bit later. Firstly, let's just talk about the calendar.
Okay.
So my job is made very difficult. But look, first of all, on all jokes aside, I'm not trying to belie the human tragedy that this is. I'm not doing an entertainment segment here. All we're trying to do is, behind these hard numbers and these products, obviously, this should just be indicative of how seriously we all should be taking this.
Absolutely.
I should be sitting like Ving Rhames in Pulp Fiction at all times, or like leaning back like Neo in The Matrix.
All right.
But postponements.
Postponements of the year. A Quiet Place 2, which was originally set to be in our cinemas on the 20th of March.
Yes, there are so many indefinites now, and all of the Disney products, including Mulan, and Black Widow, have been put down to indefinite. No Time to Die is now down in November 25th. James Bond, that was the first movie to make the move. Good for them, I suppose, but also just business sense. And then Fast and Furious 9, a lot of South Africans will be have to get the entertainment. Hopefully we'll all be out of quarantine by a year from now. April 2021 is when we get to
gracious. Wow.
go
I was really looking forward to Mulan.
A quarter mile at a time. Mulan I was so keen for. But, you know, responsibility is the main thing. Let's talk about the box office impact.
Yeah. What's been happening? How many dollars and millions have been lost?
I'll talk to you just in percentages, because that's will simplify and you know, focus our mind on how big this problem is. Let's talk about a major market like the United States. Down 45% weekend on weekend. Last weekend
on weekend.
So previous weekend, 45% up. Now totally in the toilet. South Africa, 42% weekend on weekend, and China experienced an approximate loss over. This is the Lunar New Year for China.
Yeah.
So this is like Christmas releases for them. 35 billion rand gone to, and yes, those are all numbers. But if you take as factors what they say in the credits of these movies, that it created 15,000 jobs a movie, that it also just creates, you know, a way for people to let down their hair once in a while. This is culturally, and then also just not just economically, but socially, like, man, that's serious stuff. To America, by the way, that 45%, that is the lowest in 20 years, nominally. In real terms, which is to say, what does a cup of coffee buy you for? What does a dollar buy you, you know, in 2020 versus back then? This is the worst for America since the 80s.
Oh my goodness gracious! That's
but Chinese theaters will be opening soon. Maybe that will give everyone a bit of a boost and give us a bit of a jog. Also, production on movies have been
exactly, because I mean, obviously these movies are being produced year on year, month on month, for there to be a constant flow.
You've got a camera person next to a lighting guy, next to a sound lady, next to etc. And so the
action sequences, sweat all over the place, screaming in people's faces. You can't have that. So as a result, I'm sure they
I can tell you're looking for some warm-blooded action these days compared to the quarantine.
Good.
So yeah, maybe.
What are you trying to say, JP Sebastian?
What? No, I was talking about Fast and Furious. I don't know what Fast you were talking about. Or then Mission Impossible, which 7 of these obviously images from the old movies. Jurassic World Dominion has been pushed. These are all indefinite. They were still filming. All the avatars, in fact, all the sequels, the Batman, which we were just bragging about the car in the face, and Matrix 4, the Little Mermaid, which obviously is not going to look like the lady in the picture. Major productions, obviously, sets of 300 people, all being put on hold.
Wow. And what has the cinema and movie-goer response been as a result?
Cinemas, first thing they tried in Italy was a distancing, like a very immediate distancing. Only booking 2 seats, and in fact, that's what South African cinemas are now trying at the outset. I'd still recommend, however, that we, observe social distancing.
Yeah.
So your tickets are automatically booked to give you spacing between people.
Okay.
Maybe that puts some of you at rest. South African cinemas have also promised hand sanitizers on site. And half-an-hour rub-downs of surfaces, that's according to one of the distributors, etc. Okay.
All right, but from the studio point of view, the movie studio
now we get into the streaming story. So Universal Studios, and they use obviously this tight marriage between cinemas and studios for the longest time. And now they're going, well, let's experiment with a break and actually experiment with streaming, compete with some of the large streaming services. Universal has now moved stuff like Trolls, stuff like even The Invisible Man, which is still out. Emma, which came out last week, to video on demand.
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
And while all of that feels nice and whatever, we have to talk about price gouging. So per ticket might cost X in the United States on average. They calculated 2X per rental of 48 hours. Now, that's already, clean profit being made off the rental of that movie. Then on top of that, you have the thing that the cinema would have usually taken a share and the studio another share. Now the studios get a larger share and they get larger prices. Compare, for example, in China, one of their gigantic big hitters, equivalent to Avengers for China.
Okay.
A movie called Lost in Russia. They released that on streaming, and I was like, okay, obviously, it's business sense, there's marketing element to it as well. They'll get more subscribers, etc. And they gave it free of charge, something that should have made R1 billion, with a note attached to it saying, enjoy this movie with your mom at home, stay safe.
Oh, man. Well, maybe they should all be doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what does the year ahead then hold for cinema?
So once we're all through this, and I promise you, let's all go to the movies together. Let's hug in the movies. Let's cough and sneeze on each other.
Don't
Once
ever do
this
that.
is done.
No, even then, don't.
I'm open-minded. So we still do have some very good things to look forward to. Wonder Woman 1984. I will watch the dumbest movies. I don't even care. June the 5th.
Soul's going to be good.
Soul is going to be beautiful. Jamie Foxx, June 19th, is still on track. Top Gun Maverick. Please, we need the biggest screens possible, guys. Let's all stay healthy, let's social distance, and let's care for our elderly and immunosuppressed. Tenet, Dune.
Is that Denzel Washington Jr.?
No, yes.
Oh, yes, spotted him behind that mask. Get
his
inside. I'm a big fan, but just of his face and his acting style, I still need to get his.
So while we, like to have a giggle and a laugh, we'll get through this together, guys. Social distance, wash your hands, please. Take care of your elderly and your immunocompromised, and write that script about viruses if you have to.
There we go. Inspiration abounds. Thank you very much, JP Sebastian.